you have a background in a lot of both sides, it's a lot easier to
When it comes to like a Malik Leather kind of guy, what went into that decision to flip him over?
The head coach makes those decisions. And we just get together. When we get guys, we coach them as hard as we can.
When you look at Washington on tape, what kind of struggles or what kind of difficulties will they present for your defense?
I think the rest of the way, everyone has good running backs, everyone has a good line and a good system. And so they've got some really good running backs and some really good receivers. Really good line that's coming on, and a savvy quarterback who does a good job of running and managing the offense.
After looking at the Washington State tape, what stood out to you? What really didn't happen in that game?
Looking back at that game and situational awareness in a couple situations and some missed tackles. That's what I saw. Really. Had we done a better job in those categories, it would have been a different outcome.
Was there a difference? Were you happy with the tape at maybe the first 3 quarters of the game, or was that not finishing happening throughout?
No, there was some plays here. I mean, in football, there's going to be some missed tackles and things. It's just when it happens at critical times is when everyone sees them, and that's the reality, and that's where we didn't do a good job.
How much of the secondary struggles can be attributed to the fact that your 2 most experienced guys in Reggie and Chris Cisse weren't playing, and outside of that, I think you only had Tyree, who's been in the program for 3 years?
We're at this point, we're all, we've got some young guys, but they're all veterans. You have to be veterans now. Right. So, the biggest things we've got is continue to get them better. Not only them, but everybody. The whole operation has to continue to get better.
When you think about the rivalry with Washington, what do you think about?
I haven't even looked at it that way. It's right now. It's a lot of attention on us. It's a lot of things we've got to try to clean up, and we're cleaning up, and that's where the focus is right now.
What's it like to play in Husky Stadium?
Every stadium we go to is rowdy. They're all that way. Colorado was loud. This one's going to be loud. Whoever we have next on the road, a lot of our conferences that way. So they're all the same. It's going to be loud and rowdy, and the fans, and it's good college football atmosphere.
Charles Nelson's 12 tackles, how much of that was a byproduct of Washington State throwing, or in him maybe just coming up and making plays from his safety position?
I think Charles did a tremendous job. He has great vision, and he has great quickness. And so I think a lot of those tackles was what God gave Charles to be able to see things and then have the ability to get there and make those plays. And then he's extremely tough, and I think that's what you saw at the end of the plays with his contact.
Is Washington faster this year than maybe they seemed like last year? It really looked like they were moving really quick against USC.
I haven't really compared them to last year. I know that a lot of the same players are playing, and they've done a good job of putting together a good team. I think they recruited some good players, and there's some good players there, and they're solid.
So is their offense more of a self-sustaining thing, or do you think that they're able to create because of maybe what their defense gives them, maybe giving them better field position?
I haven't evaluated that. I know that they do a good job of managing the ball and figuring out when to take shots and when not to take shots, and running and controlling. They do a good job of that.
You went 90 on the rotation on the defensive line last week. I know you want to play depth. Sorry, I know you want to play deep, but is that you expect to be able to go 90?
A lot of the depth in the rotation is driven by the opposition. And in a game like that, where you're chasing the guy and you pass rushing 75 times, you have to rotate guys. And, fortunately, there's some guys starting to come on, the Jalen Jobeses and the Austins, that are not only giving us minutes, but giving us really quality minutes. And so if we have the opportunity to continue to rotate a lot of guys, if the freshness helps, if it helps us get close to the quarterback, helps us get off blocks and run better, then that's something we need to really continue to look at.
Is the defense still simplified, or have you started to dive into the suitcase and pull out some tricks or anything?
We're doing a lot of our base stuff. So we're not. It's some of the base techniques, the base calls are there. It's just not some of the added things that we'd like to put on it. But right now we need to do what we can do and do it well. And then as we can continue to do that, we can continue to add more. But right now we need to be smart about what we're doing. And more than anything, with defense, line up, get our eyes right, get off blocks, and run. And that's what we need to focus on right now.
What do you think of Prevote's play? pre-vote against Washington State?
Oh, no, I think he did a pretty good job. I think he had a chance for an interception. And he got a handle when he's got to leave his feet and try to get that. And I think he might have probably had a chance to make a couple more plays off the edge. But I think he's getting better.
What's keeping him from doing that on a week-to-week basis, or is he?
You know, that's something. You know, you probably should ask Coach Chenander. Sits in the room with him and actually coaches him every day. That would be give you a better gauge.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Yeah.